Morning, dear students. Hope you all are doing good at your home and studying hard. You all are welcome in the e-learning initiative of Cambridge International School, Dasua. I, Mr. Sunil Kumar, PGT Accountancy in Cambridge International School, Dasua. Today, we are going to do another topic in business studies. But before begin with the topic, let's recapitulate what we had done yesterday. Few days back, we started chapter number 4, Business Services. Business services covers insurance, transportation, warehousing, communication, and banking. So these five sectors plays very important role in the formation and in the expansion of a business. Today, we are going to start e-banking, that is electronic banking. But before starting this topic, let's recap what we did yesterday. In yesterday's class, we did types of banks. In this, we studied about there are four types of banks. Number one is commercial banks. Number two is cooperative banks. Number three is specialized bank. And number four is central bank. So these four types of banks we studied in the yesterday's class. So now we are going to do e-banking, its meaning and the types of digital payments. The growth of internet and e-commerce is dramatically changing everyday life, with the World Wide Web and e-commerce transforming the world into a digital global village. The latest wave in information technology is internet banking. E-banking or internet banking is a part of virtual banking and another delivery channel for customers. In other words, internet banking means any user with a PC and a browser can get connected to the bank's website to perform any of the virtual banking functions and avail of any of the bank's services. In this new digital marketplace, banks and financial institutions have started providing services over the internet. Services provided by the banks on the internet called e-banking. E-banking lowers the transaction cost, it adds value to the banking relationship and empowers customers. So, one can say that e-banking, that is electronic banking, is today's trend of banking. A person can do any transaction through the bank by sitting at home, and they do not need to go to the bank and get the services done over there. So today's world, electronic banking is prevailing and it is giving an opportunity to the person to save time while doing banking. Meaning of e-banking. E-banking is electronic banking and banking using electronic media. Thus, e-banking is a service provided by banks that allows a customer to conduct banking transactions such as managing savings, checking accounts, applying for loans, and paying bills over the internet using personal computer, mobile telephone, or handheld computers, etc. Now, e-banking is giving an opportunity to a customer that he does not need to come to the bank and stand in a queue. He, by using his computer or telephone or mobile, and by clicking the buttons, he can avail all the services provided by the bank by sitting at home. And that time which he saved should be invested somewhere else so that he can give more attention to his business. So in this way, electronic banking is helping in the performance, in a great performance of a business. Now we will see the types of digital payments. In today's world, we all are doing digital payments through various means. So we will see what are these means and we will study one by one in detail. Number one is electronic fund transfer, EFT. EFT are electronic transfers of money from one bank account to another, either within a single financial institution or across multiple institutions via computer-based system without the direct intervention of the bank staff. The two ways in which EFT can be done are NEFT, NEFT, that is National Electronic Fund Transfer, and RTGS, Real-Time Gross Settlement. So, electronic fund transfer is a process through which we can transfer our fund from one bank to another bank or from one account to another account. It can be in the same bank branches or in the other branches or in multiple accounts also. We will study about NEFT, NEFT, that is National Electronic Fund Transfer first, then we will study about RTGS, that is Real-Time Gross Settlement. First, we will take NEFT, NEFT. NEFT refers to a nationwide system that facilitates individuals and firms to electronically transfer funds from any bank branch to any other individual having an account with other bank branch in the country. In NEFT, we can transfer funds from any branch to any other branch of a person who is having an account in any branch of the country. So we can transfer funds to him. Another is RTGS, that is Real-Time Gross Settlement. It is the fastest possible money transfer system through banks. Funds may be transferred through the RTGS using internet facilities provided by the banks. The minimum transaction value of RTGS is rupees 2 lakh. It is the minimum amount, and maximum there is no limit. However, there is no maximum limit for the RTGS transactions. So if we see the NEFT, if you are transferring funds through NEFT, it will take some time to get transferred to the destined account. Whereas in RTGS, accounts is transferred in the real time. It means at the very moment when you enter the button, when you press the enter button, it will be transferred to the person to whom you are sending the money. NEFT, there is no minimum limit, but for RTGS, there is a minimum limit of rupees 2 lakh for transferring funds, and the maximum there is no limits for both of the electronic transfer funds. Let's understand with the help of this picture what are the main differences between RTGS and NEFT. The minimum limit of RTGS is rupees 2 lakh, whereas in NEFT there is no minimum limit. So any amount can be transferred through NEFT. RTGS is a gross settlement, whereas NEFT is net settlement. In RTGS, immediate settlement takes place, whereas in NEFT, it takes 2 hours to get settled. It means account, when you transfer that amount from one account to another account, it takes 2 hours to get credited in another account. RTGS is a costlier transaction, whereas NEFT is less costlier. So I hope with the help of this picture, we are able to understand the main differences between RTGS and NEFT. So next type of digital payment is credit or debit cards. Now, if you see the picture, here you can recognize that debit cards and credit cards are in plastic. These are plastic cards. That is why these cards are also called plastic money. Now, customers can make digital payment for online transactions through credit card or debit cards. Not even online transaction, even offline transactions, uh, they are doing through credit cards and debit cards. In fact, about 95% of online transactions are executed with plastic money, that is debit card and credit card. Now, if we see that nowadays government is very aggressive in the policy that everybody should use credit card or debit card while doing transaction. So they want that circulation of currency notes should be lessened so that cost of production on the notes will be reduced, and plastic money is used in place of that currency note. So there is a trend of using these cards, debits and credit cards, in doing transactions. Next is digital cash. Now, digital cash is also known as e-currency, e-money, digital money, cyber currency, etc. It refers to a system in which a person can securely pay for goods and services electronically without necessarily involving a bank to mediate the transaction. We have seen that uh, Bitcoin is the best example of digital cash. Now, digital cash is also in the trend nowadays. Through digital cash, we can also purchase or sell, we can also purchase uh, goods and avail services. Through digital cash, we avoid the interference of the bank or the mediation of the bank for doing the transaction. So this is also one of the way of doing payment through digital cash. Next system is Aadhaar enabled payment system. It can be used for the payment of transactions. The service can only be availed if your Aadhaar number is registered with the bank where you hold an account. Now, nowadays we have seen that number of shopkeepers have Aadhaar enabled payment system in their shop. We have to go there, we do our transaction, we put our finger on the machine, and the fund is transferred to the shopkeeper's account. So this is called Aadhaar enabled payment system. Here, account holder has to link Aadhaar number with his bank account. So by doing this, he can easily make transactions, or we can say that it is also called Aadhaar enabled payment system. Next is mobile wallets. A mobile wallet is a type of virtual wallet service that can be used by downloading an app, say Paytm, MobiKwik, etc. The digital or mobile wallet stores bank account or debit credit card information or bank account information in an encoded format to allow secure payments. One can add money to a mobile wallet and use the same to make payments and purchase goods and services. This eliminates the need to use credit and debit card or to remember the CVV or 4-digit PIN number. Now, with the help of the picture, we see that there are a number of applications available in Play Store as a mobile wallet. So these are the wallets we can use to make payments while doing transactions or while shopping. Next is point of sales POS terminals. It is usually a handheld device that reads banking cards. With digitalization, the scope of POS is expanding, and this service is also available on mobile platforms and through internet browsers. There are different types of POS terminals such as physical POS, mobile POS, and virtual POS. Physical POS terminals are kept at shops and stores. Mobile POS terminals work through tablet and smartphone. Virtual POS systems use web-based applications to process payments. Now, through the picture, we are able to understand that point of sale, that is POS terminals, are what they are actually. They look like this. We go to any shop nowadays, we are quite familiar to this device. We give our credit card or debit card, they swap the debit or credit card, they get the payment amount in their account. So in this way, we do our transactions through digitalization. So one can say that nowadays we can do our business through electronic devices, and these helps in our business to use our valuable time in other or in the production sector, so that we can increase more and more production. So in this way, banking helps the businessmen to concentrate on their core work. Thank you for listening it very patiently. Tomorrow we will be back with another topic. Till then, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay at home. Thank you.